everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back again.
Yes, we hope you're returning. And if you're here for the first time, I'm Kendall.
Serena. We are cousins.
We are cousins
And
from DFW.
Yeah, we have a Poshmark closet together, and we've put out quite a few videos at this point already, and we really appreciate all the comments and questions and like tips and tricks. We did get a couple questions about like the dynamic between us and how we like distribute our labor and how we, split the funding. And we hadn't really kind of gone over that before in our other videos. So we're going to use this video to kind of just talk about how we run the business together and how it is like splitting everything from like the labor and money and
yeah. Well, to start off is just how we even got interested in doing a Poshmark store together. I sell full time on eBay for work, and it's mostly men's clothing, and I've always wanted to do women's clothing. Mm-hmm. And Serena has such a knack for fashion, like really good eye, and also loves to shop. So it was only fitting that we have kind of different skill sets and some things that she's really good at. I just prefer either not to do or I'm just not the best person for the job, and kind of vice versa. So
and I work full time, so she does eBay full time with her husband, and they do again primarily men's clothing. I work full time and totally different field, has nothing to do with reselling or fashion whatsoever. Right. And so this is kind of part-time hobby for both of us. Like neither of us are relying on this income to pay our bills or anything like that.
And we just like to hang out together.
Like to hang out. Yeah, we thrift, and then again, I love fashion. So basically how we do this is Kendall, they already have, because of their eBay business, an inventory system, a room to do all of the photographs and everything like that. And they do shipping every single morning that the post office is open. And so what basically Kendall does is we both source, then she takes photos, uploads those photos to a Google, not Google Dropbox.
Well, it's just a Dropbox. And so it's nice because all of those photos I just upload right on my phone, because I just take pictures on my phone.
Yeah.
And then Serena will get them, and if I miss something, she'll be like, hey, Kendall,
I
forgot to take a picture of the sides tag. I'm like, gosh darn, I'll get to it.
And so it's really not terrible. If I do find something that I need more information for a listing, I'll just draft that listing until she's able to give me, what I need for it before I publish it. And at my house, because I don't live with Kendall, I have my own house. And so, I don't have any inventory at my house. I don't take any of the photos. I basically will get up either early in the morning to do listings, or after work I'll do listings. And I already kind of have a background in social media and video editing, so I run a lot of our social media stuff. I edit the videos. None of that really takes too long because one, I already have the equipment and experience using DaVinci Resolve and just different editing softwares. So I already have kind of experience with that.
Well, yeah, she's really good at it. And I am not a super tech savvy person.
I'm not that good at it. I'm not that good at it. But
I'm biased though, because I think what you produce is great. But it's better. I just think it's also probably great because what I would produce is but nowhere near the same quality work. So it's just nice that our skill sets really complement each other. And it is nice because I do go to the post office every day already.
Right.
And so it only makes sense to just grab stuff out of our inventory system and get things mailed out. Even if it's only one thing. I mean, whatever. It needs to make it there. Okay. So.
And that would be very difficult for me to do on my own. So people, there was a couple of recommendations about, having our own closets and doing it separately. But ultimately, I don't want to do everything. I don't want to handle the shipping or inventory or have space for that in my house, or have all of the space I need for photos and all of that stuff. So having Kendall already kind of provide that is great.
It's a lot of the background work. We already have the bags or the shipping supplies.
Yeah, you have
thermal printer. All the materials that just take up space. My house is just, I feel like running two businesses out of it.
Yeah.
It's chaos. I love it. If you were to see around, which we're not showing you, it's insane. The kind of stuff that we have going on in here. And all good things, all fun things.
Yeah, and listing really doesn't take me that long. I try and list maybe at least five items a day, and that doesn't take me long. We'll walk you through on another video of the entire process. This is kind of more of like the business and labor distribution portion of that. So we both kind of work like part-time, although I doubt either of us are really working part-time hours unless you consider thrifting, but like I was doing that for free.
Like that was just for
regardless.
fun anyway. And it's nice because like on the weekends we're able to go out together and it actually gives us an excuse to spend time together. So if we find nothing, we probably at least found something for our own closets and then we got to hang out. And that's awesome. Like we cannot ever complain about that.
And I like to cycle items through my closet. So I buy a lot, I donate a lot, I cycle, I recycle, I sell. I don't like purchasing new everything, mainly because of like there is like an environmental impact on that. And I think it's kind of irresponsible the amount that I shop and cycle through my closet. And I have an autoimmune disease, and so my weight fluctuates a lot. And so at any time, maybe like 1/3 of my clothes actually fit me. And so that's kind of a pain to
always have to change it out.
Yeah. And so,
buy new.
you know, that is like a reason why I thrift a lot, is because who knows what is actually going to fit me or what I'm going to weigh. And yeah, it just works out really well. So how we do the finances is Kendall and I, we have an LLC together, and then once we got our LLC, we went and got a business account through a bank, and our goal, right, is to keep kind of like a certain amount of money in there, probably like around $1,500 for sourcing. And then on the first of each month, whatever is a plus of that, like surplus of that, will get divided out and split into our own personal accounts.
And then we just be responsible for our own taxes on that kind of stuff. And it's really, I mean, it's not too shabby. Our first month was well. If you haven't already watched that video, we shared about how the success of our first month was, and our goal is to do even better the second month. So we'll have that benchmark just sitting in the account for a while. But right now, a lot of money is going back into buying inventory, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. So the ramping up period, it's like, we're not really making much money. But again, like...
That's not the motive.
Right. It's not really the motive.
Yeah.
And it will happen. I think it's just because we are sourcing so much. Once we stop sourcing, I mean, we have a ton of unlisted items. So truly, I mean, if we stopped sourcing today, we'd
be fine for like 2 months.
Yeah, we'd be fine. So ultimately,
I try to take at least 10 pictures a day. In the beginning, I was doing 20, and that fills an entire box for the SKU system that I have. But that was becoming a lot because I already do so many pictures every day for eBay stuff, and so I do at least 10. So it really starts to add up. So I mean, think about. We have a lot of inventory.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking through. I'm like, we have a lot.
We have a lot of inventory. And then also, like I said, both of us are kind of like part-time technically, and that makes like a full-time person. So having kind of like our own separate closets, or, you know, doing any kind of other like labor. I really think that our labor distribution is pretty equal for the most part. And it works out for us just because it already takes advantage of like our current skill sets and abilities, and you know, the resources that we have, and we can use those efficiently to be able to do this and not really take up like a ton of our time, or you know, adding like these extra steps in that we weren't already doing. So that's kind of why this worked really well for us doing this together. And I already had a Poshmark closet that had sales and everything from when I was in college.
So it's reputable, which kind of helps to not have a freshly new account.
Yeah.
And I think one day we'll look into possibly cross-listing and see what that might do for our store and how to move stale inventory. But those are all just like hurdles for another day.
Yeah.
But for now, I think the distribution is fair. I think it's even. I don't feel like either of us feels put out at all. And I think part of it is like we are very close and we are family, but there is still a friendship element of it too.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of respect of like, gosh, Serena's not going to be badgering me if I forgot to do something.
Yeah, of course.
And we also, like, we trust each other too. So if she is outsourcing, I'm not thinking, gosh, Serena's going to go make an irresponsible decision and go buy something that's not going to sell and spend too much on it. I mean, she's going to be mindful of what she's buying, and I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of trust when it comes to that. I would say that if you are like a micromanager or someone that has to have a lot of control that this situation might not work for you. I'm the complete opposite. Like, I just don't care. Really, to me, everything's just like water under the bridge. It's like, whatever,
It's just relative.
I'm like,
It's
hey,
not that
who
serious.
cares? Yeah. And so this works for us. We trust each other to go source. We both have cards for our bank account that we share together for the business. And so that really makes financing a lot easier for us.
Serena's like, hey, can I go and get this stuff? It's like, no.
Just get it.
Just do it. I
and
trust you.
We'll be fine. And then ultimately, like, if there was a problem, we would be able to kind of like hash that out. Neither of us are like really dead set on any particular way of doing things.
No.
So that's kind of like what works well for us. And yeah, that's how our finances go. I think after the next 90 days, once we get over our like first 90 days, is when we're going to start evaluating how to kind of liquidate maybe stale inventory, if that is a price drop, if that is cross-listing, or, like a Plato's Closet or a buy-sell trade. There's also like the market, like booths that you could have. And so we're kind of looking at all of those options. I think we're going to kind of come up with a way of steps on how we're going to do that. I'd probably start with like the booth first and then go from there. And yeah, I think will be fine for us. I mean, once you see, we're going to give you a comparison every month of like, here's our first month compared to our second month, compared to our third month, kind of what we did differently, and why we expect numbers to be increasing or decreasing depending on how much we list, or what our average sale cost or buy cost is.
Our buy costs are low.
Our buy costs are typically, pretty low. I would say around $5 is our buy cost, and I'm good with that.
And I think our average sale price, just from everything that we've already sold, is like over $30.
Yeah, I think it's like
good.
almost 35 from last month. And now we're in our second month, and then we'll compare our 90 days, and then we'll post videos about what we're doing to liquidate our stale inventory.
Yes.
And we're really glad that, we're able to do this and work together, and it is a good partnership between us. We would totally be happy to answer any other questions that you have in the comments. So please let us know if you are curious, because I know like not a lot of people have a partner, or if they do, it's somebody that they live with that they're either married to, or something like that. So yeah.
This is not traditional by any means, but we really have a lot of fun. So if you're thinking about getting into business, just
someone you trust.
Yeah.
Someone you trust.
Literally, just trust them, and you can't both like to do the same things all the time, because then that's where it kind of gets like, oh no, I want to do this. No, I'm going to do this too. And then everyone's focused on one thing, where then there's stuff over here that's just like not happening at all. So.
Which we have like clearly defined kind of roles. I mean, I will help take pictures sometimes. Kendall can help list. Like,
I'll accept some offers, but Serena does a lot of the customer relations, because she's I think you're more patient than I am.
Probably not, but I'm good at faking it. But no, I mean, it's really just because that stuff's like very easy for me to do. And since you are outsourcing a lot for eBay, and I have a work from home job, I mean, the customer service, it really does not take up like too much time, like answering a question here or there.
Well, it's like first thing in the morning, it's like, hey, okay, we have a couple of questions, and then maybe like in the afternoon.
But I love not having to worry about taking photos. I love being able to like just wake up and have photos of listings already available to me that I can just quickly go through and do. I love not having to do the shipping or having all of the inventory at my house.
And I love to do things that just fit naturally into my schedule. And these are all things that I'm already doing on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. And my least favorite thing is making listings. I just really cannot stand making listings. Yeah. I will, absolutely. But again, Serena's just better for the job.
I don't mind doing that at all.
So I just like having to.
I think it sucks when you're doing both. Like, that's like if you're like, all right, I'm gonna do photos, and then you still have to list. It's like, oh, like I just did all these photos,
both,
and now I have to list. So like, only having to worry about one of those is, I think, huge. Just like really mentally, just like
I can breathe. And so it feels like a good dynamic to just find who's better. But then sometimes I really like to make listings. I'm like, don't put me down for pictures.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the time.
Yeah.
That's all, guys.
But that's it. Hopefully, like I said, if you have questions, we would love to answer them in the comments. Thank you for all of the support so far. It's been really great to just like meet with a lot of you through, obviously the internet, but like, have that kind of community and talk to other people who are going through the same thing. And yeah, just kind of share a little bit about us and our dynamic.
Yes, well, thank you guys for watching. Again, in the comments, any questions, drop them in there. We're happy to answer. We appreciate all the support because it's nice, especially the support from one of the videos that we just recently had where we shared our first month. I know Serena was a little bit like, I don't know if it was that great. And I'm over here, I think we're awesome. You know, like, I think we're doing great. And so it's really nice to get that validation that you guys, see that we're
which is good.
Yeah, Serena's like, oh, okay, maybe we actually are doing good. I'm like, no, Serena, we are doing good. Like, I promise we're doing a good job. So thank you guys again. Awesome. And goodbye.
Bye. See ya.
See ya.